Hey there guitar players, this is Anthony George here at Cutting Edge Guitar, where I help players that have got the basics down become advanced guitar players. In today's lesson I'm going to show you how to expand the basics of the hammer-on through scales. Let's get right into it. Okay guys, in our last lesson I showed you the basics of how to perform the hammer-on technique. If you haven't watched that lesson yet, make sure that you watch that lesson and also subscribe to the channel to make sure that you see the notifications when these new lessons come out. How I'm doing these lessons for you is like its own course, so lessons going to lead from one to the other to the other to the other. If you want more structure and you also want to get more video tuition than I can show you on YouTube, and you want guitar profiles, MP3 downloads and more, check out the links below. I'll tell you more about that at the end of the lesson. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to expand the hammer-on technique throughout the standard minor pentatonic scale. So the minor pentatonic scale is the basic rock and blues scale, and it looks like this. In the key of A minor, we're going to play frets 5 and 8 on the 6th string. We're going to play 5, 7 on the A string. We're going to play 5, 7 on the D string. We're going to play 5, 7 on the G string. We're going to play 5 and 8 on the B string. And we're going to play 5 and 8 on the high E string. Okay, that's what we call an ascending version of the scale, because what we're doing there is we're going from the lowest note of the scale up to the highest note of the scale. If we do a descending version, we do that totally the opposite. So this way we would start on our high E string and we would go 8, 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8, 5. Now what we're doing in this lesson, we're specifically looking at how we're going to do hammer-ons throughout the scale. So what we're not going to focus on in today's lesson is the descending portion of the scale, where you're going from the highest notes to the lowest notes, because that will lead us into a technique which is called the pull-off, and we're going to be talking about that in another lesson in the future. So we're going to stick purely to hammer-ons today, and what that means is I'm going to take that through the whole scale, and that's because when you're soloing, you don't just stick around on, say, the D and the G strings like we did in our last lesson. You want to be able to use an entire box shape. So the exercise that I want you to work on now, so that you can do your hammer-ons on all your strings, is to take that minor pentatonic scale and play the first note on each string only. Then you're going to produce the next note with a hammer-on. So we'll do 5 hammer to 8. Then on the A string we'll do 5 hammer to 7. And then on the D string, again 5 hammer to 7. And carry that on all the way through the scale. So on the G string, on the B string, you can do this with either fingers 1 and 4 or 1 and 3 if you want to. Now what we're going to do when we get to the high E string, we're going to play that hammer on, but then we're going to immediately come back on ourselves all the way through the scale. So we're going up using hammer-ons and then straight back down using hammer-ons. Then finally we'll make our way all the way up the scale shape again. And then what I would do is I would use a string bend or something like that at the 8th fret on the high E on the B string, or just exit to an A note. If you don't know how to string bend yet, I will talk about that in a lesson in the future. So again, make sure you subscribe for the next lesson that will show you that stuff. So all the way through, what we're going to do is just hammers to the top, back down and back to the top again, like this, slowly. I'll play that a bit quicker for you guys. exercise that I want to walk you through here. Now, if you want to get all the Guitar Pro files and way more explanation on this, do check out the next part of this video. Now, this particular exercise I've done in position 1 of the A minor pentatonic scale, but if you want to learn how to expand this kind of concept all over the entire fretboard, I will be talking about that at the links below. That's all for this lesson here on YouTube, guys. If you want to see more explanation about this concept in HT video format and get Guitar Pro, PDF, audio downloads and more, check out the links below, where you can become a member at Cutting Edge Guitar and get way more access to these kinds of lessons and all of my advanced tuition products. It's support from people like you over at the Cutting Edge Guitar platform that will allow me to keep making lessons like this for YouTube and more. If you want to see more lessons like this, make sure that you like the video, subscribe to the channel and turn the notification bell on. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in another lesson sometime soon.